Thank you very much. First of all, my heartiest thanks to the organizers for inviting me here for this wonderful session, and I've attended the sessions of two of my colleagues, and it was really wonderful to be here. My topic is on making India skill capital of the world. Skill. Everybody is talking about skills nowadays. I'll take you back to year 2000, when our beloved Honorable President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, laid out a Vision 2020 for all of us. He used the word skills at that time, when nobody was talking about it, that if India want to be a developed nation, we need to skills the youth of our country. He was asked a question during such a program that what kind of missile we require to make, and India needs is to make India superpower, because he was known as the missile man of India. He said we don't need any missiles to be a superpower. If India really want to be a superpower, we will have to sharpen the skills of the youth of our country. So that laid out a vision for all of us, that we all are there and we are discussing about the various initiatives being taken. But the fundamental part which we need to understand, I remember when I was studying, and you can vouch for it, we were taught that for every problem in India, the responsibility was given to the population of our country. I think you hope economics, there was a subject that population is a kind of a bane for the country. This was taught to us. Now that definition is going to be changed. That's no longer a bane for the country, that's a boon for us, provided we are able to take care of the youth of our nation. Very, very important aspect which we need to deliberate and find out the ways and mechanisms that how we can together do it. I also highlight that whenever we sit together in such a conferences, we talk about various initiatives. We use a word, we should do this, we must do that, but who is going to do it? Who is very, very important? Generally we discuss, and after the session we forget. The most important point is we all are the leaders. It's a World Education Conference for the leaders. You all are the leaders who are sitting here. Today, whatever we discuss, we are going to implement it. That is the most important key for this particular event which we are attending today. And skills, when we say skills, making skills, India as a skills capital of the world, we must understand our young population, that what kind of, the population we are catering to. Today, if you look at our gross enrollment ratio at a primary level is 100%. Almost all our students at a primary level, they are in the schools. But what happened when they cross 5th standard? There is a major dropout. And the dropout to that level, that when they move beyond 12th, it's just 30%. That means out of 100 students going to schools, only 30 enter into the higher education. Where are the rest 70? What are we talking about those 70? They are the integral part of our society. So 30 are the one which are part of our ecosystem of the universities and colleges we all are discussing about. But 70 is also very, very important, who are not able to make it. And those 30 who enter into the higher education, if you further deep dive, out of that, more than 80% are in the general education, BA, BSc, such kind of degrees where they get degree. We call it a degree college. Degree, they don't, get any kind of employment. Sometimes they just graduate with a degree and they don't have that skills. And the number which is into the professional side, my colleague mentioned 1.6 million people, that falls under the 16% of those 30% who enter into the professional education, engineering, medicine. You name any professional education that falls in that. Now look at the another area that whenever we discuss at such forum, we say employability. So those, when the number is also small, and that number, when the statistics are being given, that most of them are not employable. That's the problem statement which we all know. Now the point is, how are we going to do it? Resolve this issue. That's very, very important. And the most important is that we need to focus on all these differently. And that is where Skills Development Corporation is coming into picture, and our main focus of skilling ecosystem, if you look at the national level, is that we skills the youth of our country. And when we say skills, layman language, if I say a degree, degree which we give in our university is just like a passport. And and skills are like a visa. Imagine your passport without visa. You have a 10-year validity of your passport, but there is no visa on the passport. That passport is of no use. Similarly, a degree without skills is of no use. You can get a degree on the paper, but if skills are very important, and when we say skills, generally we confuse it with vocational training. That's not there. Skills mean every area, be it lawyers, be it doctors. Any degree which is there where you have a skills in your hand and you are able to perform your duty, whatever is given to you, that is very, very important. And that's where our role comes as part of the ecosystem is very, very important. And I say that when we were formulating a policy around it, that how we should do the strategic planning of our human resources, that is where we visited all our different states. And just to give you some data points around it, we found that for a international mobility, so we have two level of mobility for our candidates. Number one, the domestic side, those who are either studying in the higher education or those who were drop out. They are anyway either doing some jobs, and or in the domestic market on their own, or through the colleges they are being supported. And other side is the international side. Whole world is looking at us. They are facing a severe shortage of the skilled workforce, and we are the one. We all know that we have a largest number of young people, and that is where we can make a difference. So we found that some of our states are the real feeder for the different countries. For example, Maharashtra, if I talk about. So Maharashtra, during our study, it came to, there was a highlight that it can be a feeder for German, because the language which we, vernacular language, the language we speak here, easily students can learn German language. So for German, our focus came from the Maharashtra side, and aspiration level is also high. Northeast states for the Japan, Punjab you all know, for Canada and Australia, and similarly Gujarat for the, for America, for US. And the most important was Kerala. When we went to Kerala, our thought process in Delhi was that most of the Kerala students, they are looking for opportunities in the GCC, Gulf nations. But when we interacted with them, we did our study there, we found that shift is now towards the Europe. And who has taken the place for the GCC? UP, which was not there in our policy. So the point is, youth aspirations are also changing, and we have to see that how we do a human resource mapping around it, and who is meant for the international side, who should be deployed for the domestic market. That is going to bring the revolution, which we call global skills revolution, at the global level particularly, because India has the best asset, that is our human resource, and that is where we all are to play an important role. And the most important is that universities We need universities who can focus on the research. That's one area. But at the same time, we need universities who can focus on jobs, making student employable and deployable. Not only employable. Industries are looking for a deployable resource nowadays. They don't want to spend on training. They want a candidate to be productive right on the day one. So deployability is the major focus area. So that means universities we require who are focusing on the employability and deployability and making them entrepreneur. So that is where the concept of skill university emerged. And skill university's role is to cater to not only our students entering into higher education, but also the one which I mentioned, the dropouts, who are not able to study. Look at when you travel on the highways, if your car has some problem, you go to whom? You go to a roadside mechanic. They have a skills, but may not have a certification. Who are going to give them a certification? We need such university, and that is how we evolved the concept of a skill university, going beyond the not only targeting the degree level, but also a certificate level. You just test them, their skills, and give them equivalence. So now we have brought a model called recognition of prior learning. And I remember there was a mechanic who was called for a certification, and we gave him a car. I said, you were to dismantle it and then work on it. And you remember that he did so well, better than an engineer. And his equivalence was done and the certification was issued to him. So that is how we have to bring, first of all, youth into this journey. Because if we are not doing it, remember, the other side of the coin is lawlessness. Because that number, Gen Z, we all, we are a country of 0.4 billion people. Imagine. And 1.6 million engineers. Look a very large number. We say we are producing huge number of engineers. They look large because they are not employable. They are not deployable. They are not getting jobs. And society is not able to accept engineers to be, unemployed, and that is where our family is bigger one. We need to see which state should be focusing on the international side. We need to focus on domestic employability, deployability, and that is how that ecosystem is required, and that is where the role of collaboration and partnership comes. We have to collaborate. We'll have to shake hand. Like my colleague, the speaker, he was mentioning, Mr. Bhattacharya, that we need 30 million people, but what we are doing here is we are just, we move parallel to each other. Education and industry, we move parallel. We don't shake hand. We need to shake hand today. That yes, we will be doing it. And number two is scale is very important in India. Scale. Skills, scale, and speed. 3S are very important for India. If we are doing something, but scale is not there, and if speed is not there, we have a 10-year plan, but number is not there, we will not be able to contribute to the vision which we have earmarked, the 2047, the Viksit Bharat. And to do that, we will have to work together, and the new innovations are required. And I want to bring to your information that Punjab has become a first state in India to bring a policy on digital university. You will see in a very soon, digital universities coming, and many other states. Telangana is coming up, Maharashtra is also working. So digital university is not simply an online model. It's just like a physical campus, but you go to a college or a university in a physical mode, you will be entering into your campus in a digital mode. Teachers are going to be there, like we have seen during COVID in the schools, when students were taking classes from home, but they were very strict. That time 7 o'clock, they have to be there in the classroom. Similarly, digital universities are going to take the space, and the primarily focus is that by 2035, if we want to achieve 2047 vision, by 2035, our gross enrollment ratio need to be 50%, which is currently 30%. Imagine, more than 70 years of independence, and how many universities do we have in India? Any number, any guess? Near about 1300, universities. And to make it 50%, we need 2500. By 2035, today we are in 2026. Imagine, every week if we set up one university, we'll be able to set up that number of university, and then we are going to get into a 50% enrollment ratio. That's very, very important. Another major thing you would have seen, we have discussed at many forums, new education policy. I would say it has been, deliberated, over-diagnosed. But I want to bring a fact here that there is a prime focus in new education policy, multiple entry, multiple exit. Can you imagine? None of a university, none, has implemented this. Recently, few of public universities were asked to bring education, multiple entry, multiple exit. Reason? A business model. If a candidate is given, of multiple entry, multiple exit, they may not come back to your university. So that level of intervention we have seen. Now that will be done through the digital universities, which will be taking a shape, and you will see very soon in next such forums, digital universities will be talked that we have a digital. So we will have a traditional model of a research-based university, we do require. We also need the skills university focusing on bottom of the pyramid. We also need at the same time the candidates who are not able to go to a physical campuses, digital universities, and that is going to bring a paradigm shift into the education and the skill ecosystem. And the most important aspect is first collaboration in India between our industry and academia, which has been discussed for last 1 decade. 1 decade I have been attending many conferences, and we must do it. Academia will talk its own for points, industry will talk about its own forum, we'll have lunch and we'll forget. That is happening. We will have to shake hand, we'll have to build a successful model. And just for your information, we are bringing one of the skill university in Punjab, and the day one, the foundation has been laid out in such a manner that this is being developed by the industry only. We have taken 2 industry partners as an anchor partner, right before the setting up of a university, and 2 international universities are there just to focus on the international mobility. And the focus is that students who will be trained there, there should not be any kind of a disadvantage at their level because of the funds. So we will be giving them an education, without any tension of funds. So that kind of university has been envisaged on 31st of July. We are expecting the act to come. This is on the name of our martyr, Udham Singh Shaheed, and university is being set up in his memory just for the whole nation. This is going to be one of its kind university, and I'm honored to be a founder chancellor for that university which is coming up. So my all of you are here. My request to you all is that we will have to work together now. Let's join hand. Let's make India a skill capital of the world, because India is ready today. India, today is the right time. India is willing also. India is capable also. This is absolutely right time to do it, and our generation should not, blame us in the future. That, like we have been learning and we have been reading, India is a developing nation. It should not be developing. It should be in the list of developed nation if we all work in that direction. Otherwise, our future generation are not going to forgive us. They'll also be studying that India is a developing nation, and we can make it developed nation as our Honorable Dr. Abdul Kalam laid out in his vision by skilling the young workforce. Human capital is most important, and AI is there, technologies, interventions are there. Youth need to be taken care, youth need to give a hand holding, and we have to bring some of the models, such a model which are executable models. We can execute on the ground and we can move forward. And that's where, we all are working, and I, being part of the skilling ecosystem, we have brought many success stories around it. We have signed MOUs with the 18 countries, including UK, madam just now mentioned about it. Education and skills are on the top of the priority. And particularly UK, I want to highlight an example that we went to UK and they said we need a lot of caregivers. And as of now, for your information, our nurses are going there as a caregivers. And they are paying heavy amount, I would say they are spending heavy amount for their entry into a country like UK, right? And that is where we are ourselves facing shortage of the nurses, and they need caregivers. They are there for some time and then they fly to NHS. So this was a situation when we visited UK, we asked them that we can't supply you the nurses, but we can give you a +2 student. We have millions. We have graduate. We have millions. Let's train them together. Let's join hand. And that was one of the success story, that successful collaboration that we joined hand with the Care England. And the first program launch, in one of the health universities, where one simple graduate student will be trained to be a caregiver. And we have millions. And world is looking for, you name a country, they need caregivers. Social care or elderly care, even for us also we need. And we have started training graduate and +2 student, not the nurses. If the nurses wants to go out, they can go in their profession, not the +2 nurses as a caregiver. So that was one of the success story, we have done it. And 5 of our graduate, female candidates, they last year on Diwali, they were sent to UK, no expense, no fund they have incurred. We gave them the entire training, skills training on the language, on the technical side, 9 months program, and they are there. And we are now, scaling it across our health university. For next example is, we have 21 health universities in India. Like one of the in Maharashtra health, university here. We have the largest one in Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka. They all are doing their effort but not joining hand. What they are doing, we are not aware. Kerala University of Health Sciences, Kerala is a big supplier of nurses. But for your information, they were not involved in the skill ecosystem. They were not aware. And that is where we have brought all the health universities together along with all India Institute of Medical Sciences. We have near about 21 AIIMS in India. All of them under one skill ecosystem. We asked them that you build a healthcare ecosystem around it and let be a supply line, sustainable supply line for the world. Let's meet our requirement also, and let's also support the global, shortages. Similarly, we require in the engineering side, we need engineers, civil engineer, we need computer science engineer. But today, like, Mr. Bhattacharya asked question, how many civil engineers? He said 6%, even less than that. Because civil engineering branch, electrical branch, electronic branch, I think higher education institution people, you are here, they are disappeared. Mechanical, they are disappeared. Now look at, you asked university how many seats you have. I think we can do analysis here. There will be computer science engineering students. Everybody is focusing on computer. Where are the main branches? They have been disappeared, now again coming up. So trend is taking, the, place of what we should have a properly diagnosed ecosystem. We should guide them that look, there is a demand and we need to shake hand with the industry. Yeah, so that our students, they should get a jobs which they are not getting currently. They are underpaid or unemployed. And that is where I think we should play an important role. I remember being in the government also, I am known for radical decisions. And one decision we took in Punjab, I was with the Chief Minister at that time, advisor to the Chief Minister Punjab, that any university who's producing unemployed graduates will have to pay minimum wages to those candidates till the time they get a job. Private university, government, we asked them. This was a radical decision. Everybody went against me. What happened? How could he take? I was transferred. That was things are moving there. So I remember the next was Canada. You would have seen Punjab. A lot of people were going to Canada. What happened? Madam is here from British Council. What happened? Suddenly, there was a stop. We reach out to Canadian government that what you are taking from India, you don't require, right? Because we found that the shortage what they have, none of our students, none, again I'm saying, Canada, 200,000 students went from India in 2020, 90% from Punjab and Haryana, right? None of them in the trade program, which is a huge shortage in Canada. Because there were some technical glitches. Our students were not able to get visa for that. And what they were getting into, there were no jobs. There were work permit, right? But no work. Finally, there are going to be a unemployment. We reach out to Canadian government. Skill route has been opened now. And I remember, you can Google it. Action in Punjab, reaction in Canada. There were a lot of news for me also again, that he took such a decision. We started stopping, because there is a mafia working in that side, sending people abroad, charging 50 lakh, unscrupulous agents are there. So we took action against that. My only point, what I'm trying to say is, we are together. And we will have to take such radical decision. We are going to face the consequences also. But for our youth, we will have to work on that. And we are there, and we are committed. And I only urge to all of you that we all are leaders sitting here. Let's do one thing, that let's not use a word today in this conference, should. Should is advisor, though I'm advisor, I never use a word should. Because should is for whom? Whom we are taking. If Bhattacharya Sahab can take a call today that I need 6 million people, I can train 60,000 people, let him take a call today. We are going to give them a universities. Let's work together. Let's find out a solution. Let's bring international universities on board, for supporting our skill shortages. Skill shortages which makes them employable in the international market. I've seen there is a disconnect. People come, train people here. There's no roadmap for the international mobility. We need such universities, such institutions from the foreign countries to come forward, join hand with us. Very, very focused, executable steps we need to take to make India skill capital of the world. And that is where, at my level, whatever efforts we can do, we are doing it. Government is doing its own bit. You all have to be together. Let's work together, as I said, to make India a skill capital of the world, to make India a developed nation. Our generation should remember us, that yes, our forefather, our, the generations, they will remind us that we have taken a steps to take country from a developing to a developed nation. Viksit Bharat 2047 is a dream for all of us, and we will have to work together to make it happen. With these words, once again, thank you very much to all of you. Thanks for being with us. I invite you all to visit Punjab. We are known for the hospitality. I've come from Chandigarh today in the morning. Come to Punjab, be part of, we will send a formal invite online also, that for 31st July, which is a martyrdom day, and maybe we are holding a special assembly session, for enactment of the act. On that day, we are working very hard on it. We will look forward for your participation there. We'll hold such kind of program there. Let's make it a great success, and let's make India skill capital of the world by being together, by bringing all the initiative together. As I said, that India is ready, India is willing, India is capable of doing it. Thank you very much. Thank you all.